Hi there, this is of course Great and Glorious, soon to be famous one day Nick Dutch, back on the camera again one more time for another delightful video. Now, I know you've seen me do a couple of videos recently about some of the more silly comments which have been appearing on my comment section early in the morning. And hopefully we've all had a jolly good laugh about that. But there is a more serious aspect to what I was trying to do within those particular videos, and that is to point out some of the excesses of fundamentalist thought which is out there in the world, and also to juxtapose my position against those who are fundamentalist. And there are fundamentalists of all persuasions, those who believe in God or a God concept, and those who don't believe in any form of God concept. This form of fundamentalism does exist. It's a desire of people to enforce their own ideas or beliefs upon other people. And it often uses rather conservative ideas, or rather restrained ideas, I should say. I regard it as being intellectually inappropriate, and I have to say here and now that I am principally, first and foremost, a deist or a deist, which means essentially I've got my own form of spirituality which I am comfortable with, and which I have chosen based upon my own reasoning ability. I do not think what you want me to think. I don't think what they want me to think. I don't even think what other deists or deists want me to think. And I am therefore an independent free thinker of my own type. This is what I am. Yes, sure, I go to church, but I do that in my own frame of reference and within my own understandings. I don't believe in Christianity the same way that anybody within the Church of England would, because I've based it upon my own ideas and my own thoughts and feelings. I take my own spiritual ancestry essentially back to Thomas Paine himself, because The Age of Reason was probably the best and most freeing book I'd ever read in my entire life. Although I don't agree with classic deism, because I have the freedom to do so, because I am a deist, I still learned an awful lot through reading that book. And what I would suggest to anybody out there who feels like they are being pushed around or bullied or brainwashed by people who are theist, atheist, agnostic, or indeed have another form of deism, or maybe are pagan or New Age or occult or anything, then at least have a look at The Age of Reason by Thomas Paine. I would say it's one of the most important books that anyone could ever lay their hands on. Alright, and I believe it's freely available on the internet as well. If you just Google around for The Age of Reason, I think it's on Google Documents, I'm not sure. I haven't read that for a little while, but go for it. And experience freedom. Emotional freedom, spiritual freedom, atheistic freedom if you want it. But it seriously helped me. So, when I was doing those videos against the rather silly people who were leaving spelling mistakes in their criticism of my interest in spiritualism and occultism, it just reminds me of how much work there is to do. How much work there is to do within the movements which I personally have been inhabiting, of the occult world, the pagan world, and of course, naturally the Christian world as well. And how people need to be able to think, but not to feel that they need to disbelieve in something which to them is very apparent. I'm not a creation-orientated deist myself, but I still have my own higher power concept. But I can still think, and I can still reason, and I can still be critical of things which I disagree with. Look into deism. It might do you some good. Thank you, and God bless.